Buongiorno from our home in Sicily. It's fall, that means fall foods, and you start out November with All Saints and All Souls Day. That means a lot of sweets and goodies.
Here, the frost is on the pumpkin bunster. Do you know what that means? Did you ever hear that poem?
Tell me.
No, I can't. But the frost is on the pumpkin. It's chilly at nighttime, beautiful in the daytime.
Look
in the
at that
70s.
slow.
Today I have short sleeve shirt on, 73 degrees today. It's been like that all week. It's been great.
Yeah, short sleeves and not exactly bathing suit, but I did see some people swimming in Catania last weekend. All right, so All Saints and All Souls Day are national holidays here in Sicily and in Italy. That means no school. And traditionally, there's a lot of sweets that are eaten in all regions of Italy, but in Sicily specifically, there's something called the Rame di Napoli. Now, why is it called the Rame di Napoli? Well, it has nothing to do with Napoli, but it is a sweet that is eaten during this period. And here's one right here. And when you open it up, well, actually, there's different flavors. This one is the classico.
Like
right
a devil's food. It's like a devil's food.
Here, try some.
It's like a devil's food cookie. They have some with marmalade in them. They have some with pistachio in them.
You dunk it in coffee. It's very good.
I just stick it in my mouth with a little bit of brandy and I'm happy.
Well, now that's the classic, but there's now marmalade ones, pistachio ones, all types. Now there's also the famous Toto, which is something you grew up with, right, Al?
The little round chocolate things, they're great. My whole life I had them. Here they only make them around All Saints Day, All Souls Day, excuse me. But in the United States, they usually make them right through Christmas. I want to give a shout out to the Papalato family from Lawrence, Massachusetts, who owned Pappy's Bakery. Made the best damn Totos there were. They made them almond and chocolate as well. They went out of business
Here they make them also
in
with lemon.
2006.
The other sweet is nunziata, based on almonds. It's like a white shortbread cookie with an almond on it. They also have the marzipan, but those are particularly sweets that are eaten in the Catania East Coast. In Palermo, they have other sweets as well. But it's a great period because you know if you like these cookies, they only come around now and they're very special. This is our friend Filippo. He's also one of our drivers. And he stopped by and look what he brought. These are specialty goodies for All Souls and All Saints Day, Giorno di Morto e Giorno di Santo.
Rame di Napoli, classic and pistachio and Nutella.
Buono.
Chocolate.
Yeah. And this
in Zudi in Sicily. Very special biscuits with honey and almond.
These are typical things we eat. And then he brought, check this out.
Dry pizza.
Dry pizza. Pizza
Pistachio,
secco.
tomato.
Look at this. Onions.
And
Onions. And then let's see this. That's
one gift for you.
Thank you so much, Filippo.
Thank you.
Notice she forgot the most popular one.
Which one?
The bone breaker. The tooth breaker.
Bones of the dead.
The
Ossa de morte.
Ossa di morte, yeah. It has a hardened egg white.
Break your teeth.
And I believe it's a caramelized, sugar caramelized thing. And everybody sells them, but nobody eats them because they'll break their teeth though. But that's another one too.
All right, and then All Souls Day remembers the dead, the people who have passed from this earth. And it's such a beautiful thing here in Sicily that they do that. Imagine that, really honoring the dead, going to the gravesites, bringing some flowers, and they made it a national holiday. That's how important for the Sicilian, for the Italians, the people who have deceased are.
You know, in the United States, I remember being a kid, since they didn't celebrate that like they do over here in National Holiday, it was really Memorial Day weekend. And I remember as a kid, up until about 10, 12 years old, my mother, who was grieving both her father and her mother at the time, who passed away, we would make a whole day at the Immaculate Conception Cemetery in Lawrence. and we would have food. My brother and I would be playing around the graves and stuff, and my mother would be weeping and in mourning and so forth. And that's exactly what they do over here.
Yeah.
They spend time, a lot of time, like a whole afternoon time, with picnics and stuff, and they go, and flowers. Everybody buys flowers. It's kind of funny that in front of all these cemeteries, they have the flower sellers, right? Every one of them.
Not just there, but everywhere,
Oh
all
my
over. When
God.
you go on the 31st, the 1st, and 2nd of November, they're selling them everywhere. And
So it's a big day. It's a big day of remembrance because Sicilians people really believe that they're like right over my shoulders is my grandparents, my parents, my aunts and uncles with us. They're on a different parallel dimension, but they're here. They really are, and I really believe that.
totally agree with that and
What?
believe in that thought as well.
Yeah.
Now, you won't even believe this, okay? So, first of all, here's the first artichoke, which usually probably not Sicilian, but Al found this. Probably the Sicilian artichokes will come in about a month. But what really shocked me when Alfred went to the supermarket today, he brought home a panettone. Are you kidding me right now? It's November 1st, 2nd, and they're panettones. Take a look at this video and how many types of panettones are there. So what does that mean? So November 1st. That means until January. That's all that's going to be in the supermarkets. 2 full months for panettones. And this is the earliest I've ever seen. And the flavors over there's pistachio, there's lemon, there's all types of hazelnut, nuts. Imagine how many flavors they come up. But Alfred, my Alfred,
I bought
signature.
the Bialy, and the reason I bought this is because this is available in the United States. A lot of your Italian markets will have that, and even the bigger markets. Now you got to say, oh my God, it's got the dried candy and all stuff like that. Well, ever since Esther and I visited, do you remember that woman and the man who make that candy, whatever the hell it's called? I've been eating it and it's great. But for me, I buy one a year now. In the morning, I'll cut it up into toast, and I'll toast 2 pieces, not fat pieces, like toast. Put butter on them, and that's my.
Well, you forgot that's the first one. So that means at Christmas, right around Christmas, we will get 4, 5, sometimes
Panettones,
8
the big
panettones.
one. Yeah.
And we'll be eating them until they're coming out of our ears. Now,
I really
my
like 'em,
favorite
though.
is the pistachio cream one. I really love that filling. It's very rich, and you take a little slice, and it's delicious.
The price this year for this guy over here, I think, was €6, about $7. It's very economical for that one that I bought. But believe me, I was checking into prices today. They go up. The average price is maybe 15 or 16 euro. That's like 18 or $20. And they had some for $40 this year,
Yeah,
all the way
The
up.
high end can go all the way up to, especially the pastry shops, the pasticcerias. They make really high end, really delicious. I think we bought some from Maria last year. It was about €35 and it was really high quality. So every pastry shop makes their own version, but that's the industrial one.
There was a woman on the video that you saw. I went up to her and I said, geez, you're going from Halloween right to Christmas? What happened to Thanksgiving? And she looked at me like I had 2 heads. She said, what? And then I realized they don't celebrate Thanksgiving here, and that's why they have the Christmas stuff out now. They figure they get, and those things, I'll tell you what happens, right? So if they're €9 today, €8 today, they immediately start putting them on sale. So that by the time the New Year's come, they're like €1 each or €2 each, or buy one, get one free. But these are fresh now. You see, when you get them in the States, they've been on the container ship for 6 or 7 weeks. They have to ship them out in order to get in November. They have to ship them out in September, which they're drier. They're not like the ones in Sicily. These taste good.
Now there's no Thanksgiving here in Sicily, honey bunny, but we are going to be celebrating Thanksgiving at the end of this month, and I'm going to be looking forward to buying a big turkey drumsticks because it's as big as my arm. Literally as big as my arm, and then we'll be enjoying that.
Turkeys look like ostriches here in Sicily. They're ginormous. There's no such thing as what are those things called? A butterball turkey. You have to cut it up, put olive oil, salt and pepper, and rosemary, and bake it in the oven. Or else for our oven, we could never fit a whole turkey. But I want to thank Jim Ingram again for the 10,000th time, because he came over last week and he brought me 2 cans of Ocean Spray cranberry sauce. So now I have to figure out where to
Good.
get the pumpkin. We have to, can you
We
make
have they have pumpkin here, honey.
So maybe
Called
sorry,
zucca.
either she-
Everyone's
Zucca.
making pumpkin bread or pumpkin pasta, gnocchi. Pumpkin gnocchi is very, very good.
The
So we'll
Etna
have that.
apples taste good too for apple pie, by the way. I have to say something
that a
about
hint?
the Etna apples.
that a hint?
Yeah, for Thanksgiving, man, I would like an apple pie, cranberry,
Zucca.
Zucca,
and
turkey.
And my mom's famous mashed
the
potato.
smashed potatoes, and we're good to go.
Smashed.
And that's going to be like, it's November 1st, but before you know it, Thanksgiving's going to be here.
But
Eve.
before Thanksgiving, there's also San Martino, and we already have a date for that. Our friend Silvana,
7th?
John Marco's mom
Yeah.
and husband are coming over. They're going to bring sausage, and traditionally for San Martino, you have sausage, chestnuts, and vino.
Yeah.
The vino that was made this year, the vino that was harvested this year.
You know what the origin of that is, what the story is about that? It was actually the French started that, okay? It's the first day by law, the Feast of Saint Martin, where the grapes that were just picked 7 weeks before and had sit for 7 weeks can legally be called wine. So what happens is it's the first, Le Nouveau Beaujolais, I believe it is, in France. They make a big deal. They give it away at the airports and so forth. And of course, the Italians not wanting to, lose anything, come up with this Saint Martin thing. Let's get rid of the sausage,
have a
chestnuts.
big thing
It's
where
great.
there are people everywhere, all streets around Sicily, roasting the chestnuts in that traditional roasting method,
Yeah.
and eating sausage and something green, like something, and also into a sandwich. So it's a very typical day here, St. Martin's Day.
I like the wine, but that's the day. I have a few Cuban cigars that people give me. That's the day that I get my Marsala wine or my port wine. It depends on who brings me over, Marsala or port wine, and I have a nice glass of port or something like that, and a good Cuban cigar. Monte Cristo number 4 for those of you people who wonder what kind of cigars I smoke. I smoke the cheap Toscanellos that cost $1 each. But if you really love Alfredo sauce here, Monte Cristo numero 4.
The great thing about these festivals, they're really just an excuse to get together and party and drink and eat good foods. And I just love that everything is seasonal. And for each one of these festivals, for each one of these occasions, there's something special that's eaten, especially sweets, which I love.
Getting back to the artichokes that Esther showed, there you go right there. I was brought up with cooking those things a little bit differently than most folks. We used to put them on the stove top. And my mom or my grandmother actually, she'd get a mixture of breadcrumbs, salt, pepper, some cheese, garlic powder, and take the bad leaves off, cut it straight, open them up, and then fill them up with the breadcrumbs.
The ingredients are super simple. We got some beautiful artichokes at the mercato. Then we have plain breadcrumbs, EVOO. This is garlic powder, but I'm sure you can find garlic salt. So we're going to add salt because that's just garlic powder, water, parmigiano, and we're going to chop up the parsley and some garlic and peperino.
That's great. That's it.
There's an episode about artichokes, and I have to say, you got to put it on the thing, right? I have to say one thing, though, that Esther's artichokes are approaching my grandmother's in terms of
I
her
learned
quality.
it from Josephine.
And Josephine, my cousin Josephine, what a doll she is. And when they came over here that time, her and Jimmy, she made them for us one day, and they were just spectacularly delicious. And Esther picked up on it, and that's how I prefer them. How do you prefer?
Well, first of all, here in Sicily, they make in many, many ways. That's one way. The other way, which is the way I love, is with
Sono carciofi fatti alla brace.
In siciliano come si dice?
Cacocciole.
Cacocciola. Rostito. These are my favorites with the
Alla
garlic
brace.
and parsley, olive oil. Buono.
The salt, pepper with the parsley, garlic, olive oil, and lemon on a fire. That is my all-time favorite. Of course, they also split them in half and fry them. Or a lot of people, believe it or not, they eat them raw. You can eat the hearts of the artichoke raw, or you can boil them and put them in olive oil. There's a million ways to eat it, but they're so healthy for you. And again, seasonal. That means starting around now till about February, maybe even March, we'll have them here. So the one thing I haven't seen is the purple cauliflower. Not yet.
Wait a minute, I want to just finish off with the artichoke. You know, historically, you Americans who are now paying $4 or $5 each for them in the market are eating the artichoke that was originally brought to the United States by the broccoli family from Sicily in Castroville, California. That whole area between them and Carmel, California, they have beautiful fields of all you can see artichokes and pomegranates.
And you know who brought this
Sicilian,
to Sicily?
those are Sicilian seeds.
You know, this is called cacciofi in
Cacciofi.
Sicily, and it came from the Arabs. The Arabs brought the artichokes. They actually brought a lot of things that we use and we take for granted, like the citrus fruit. They brought the pistachio. They brought the cane sugar. So the Arabs brought the pistachio, the carciofi.
You know what I saw on a YouTube video? It was an Arabic one. You know the prickly pears? You know, they have those little things that stick
Yeah.
out all over the place?
Figurine.
Figurine, they call them here. I saw a cook. He took a leaf that had all those little things on them, right? I mean, the leaf of where the prickly pear is, and he took out all the little pins, right? And he cut it in half, and on the he broiled the skin.
In Mexico, you eat those.
Yeah, you eat the skin and everything. I mean, the leaf. It's a leaf, and it looks like an aloe vera leaf to me, you know, on the inside. But people eat that. It's crazy what people eat. I'm waiting for. You know what I'm waiting for?
What?
I'm just waiting very patiently. I'm waiting for bacala.
You won't see that until later this month.
I know,
for
but
sure.
that's the start
I
of
can't
winter
wait.
time, and I'm really looking forward to it. Bacala, of course, is cod. You have two different types. You got the storku, and then
And the bacala.
And
But
the
that's-
bacala.
that's-
I like the bacala, the soup,
That's
delicious.
a great.
Oh.
That's our Christmas meal right
Oh
there.
my God, I can
Very
eat that
good.
stuff by the gallon. It's good
Anyway, so there's not much of an update on my leg. I'm still, well, I do have much more mobility and I'm able to bend my leg much more. Last week I was able to bend it 90. Now I'm able to continuously almost sit in a chair for like 15 minutes without having to elevate it. So all is good. So thank you very much for your continued prayers and well wishes, because I hear them, I feel them, and they're working. Thank you very much. Now,
stuff. I want to give a shout out to Stefania. Stefania. 2 days ago, she was sitting at a stoplight in her scooter, and some idiot rammed her in the back, knocking her over on her scooter, and it kind of like semi-crushed her leg. Fortunately, nothing was broken. But here you have now. I'm running our Sicilian project class in Artichokes. My top two teachers, Esther and Stefania, are essentially on the injured reserve list over here for the next few weeks.
I'll be back.
She'll be back, and I'm
I'll
sure
be
Stefania. But I want to give a shout out to her. Remember what I told you: rice, rest, ice, compression, and elevation,
elevation.
Steffi. That's how you get a, because it's just a bruise. I hope it's just a bruise. Her
Anyway,
husband, Antonio, what a
He's a good-looking boy.
Antonio,
He's a
Stefania's
handsome
husband,
guy.
is like Brad Pitt
He's-
quality
you know,
Italian movie star-ish.
Napoletano. He's Napoletano.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I even think he's cute myself. Hey Esther, I wanted to just give you a little update about two things. I did the books this week, and believe it or not, we have 35% already of all of our trips booked
Ching.
for 2020-26. May is heavy. June in Lipari is getting heavy.
June in Castellamare.
Castellamare, excuse me. And then we have September in Lipari,
Yep.
which still has some seats, and the same thing with October. Those are our 4 tours, right? Now, the one before that we finish off this year with is our New Year's Eve extravaganza at
Excelsior.
Excelsior Hotel in Taormina.
Can't
That's a
wait.
great take.
Now, we talked about the wines that will be called new wines on San Martino. There's also the olive oil that is coming out, and our friend Benny stopped by and he brought us some olive oil and that comes from Alcamo and Partinico in that area. So take a look at this beautiful bottles of olive oil that he brought, and he's explaining to us how they're made.
Our friend Benny just dropped off these beautiful bottles of olive oil from the Partinico Alcamo region, which is in Trapani. And check out this Meloni Gela. And while you're at it, this ginger. And Benny, what is the difference between the two oils?
The one is Cirasola. Cirasola is the color is green. It's really dark and green, and they stay green all the time. That's it. The next one is Biancolilla. Biancolilla is a light, just the color light, but both they're from olive oil, from Partinico, Trapani area, for give us a you idea exactly. But I harvest these olives very early, because when you harvest early, I mean the polyphenol is high and the acidity is low. When you harvest later, the polyphenol is low and the acidity is high, very high.
So the
That's
earlier you harvest, the better.
Exactly.
And
it's
the
the
people in
they don't have a big producer. Most of the people they harvest later because they give us a more producer of olive oil. You lose the producer, but you have the high quality. That is the point.
If people in the United States want to buy your olive oil, where they can get it?
I make olive oil. I sell olive oil in the United States in the Midwest, but I sell for big chain. I don't know which label they put. I just make a producer of the olive oil, and after they put in a bottle, I don't know. I used to produce it for Din De Luca. It's a little boutique food business around New York and Long Island.
Din De Luca.
Din De Luca, yes.
I can tell you we've done multiple videos on olive oil, and if you're interested to learn more about olive oil, make sure you go to our playlist. One of them is Sicilian owned businesses and also travel, explore Sicily, where you'll be able to see a lot of those olive oil themed. We've got over 500 videos. That's pretty incredible. I'm pretty proud of it. He keeps trying to get rid of me, and I just keep saying, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going. I need to eat more artichokes. In any case, thank you so much for being here. We love you guys. And now you got to finish it off the right way.
Mi dispiace, but last week I forgot to say it, so I'm going to say it twice this week. Sa benedica, go with the Lord. Sa benedica, go with the Lord.
The Lord
Love
be
you
with
all.
you. Ciao.